The past few months in Hollywood have been intriguingly strange, but maybe they shouldn't be. The whole P. Diddy saga has exposed a truth many of us already sensed, and that is, although Hollywood is a place of glamour, flashing lights, big personalities, and huge fortunes, it can also be a place of darkness where power is abused and the big shots take advantage of the newcomers. Many voices have spoken up about this, and so it's hardly shocking news. Yet there's still a double standard. Women's assault stories often get the attention they deserve, while men who are brave enough to speak out are often told to man up or simply ignored. The idea that male actors could be victims too still surprises people, even though it really shouldn't. You see, in 2017, Terry Crews, the actor well known for his involvement in Everybody Hates Chris, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and White Chicks, opened up about his experience with sexual harassment. Determined to get justice, Terry sought out legal action. However, his case was dropped, allegedly due to some questionable handling by the LAPD. But that wasn't even the worst part. Hollywood itself mocked him, exposing him to the brutal side of cancel culture because in their eyes, he was too big to be a victim. For Terry, it was a really dark chapter. The assault was one thing, but it opened old wounds from his abusive childhood, which made this period really painful. Yet he has managed to come through, returning to the big screen and reclaiming his peace. In this video, we will be diving deep into the extraordinary story of Terry Crews, the man whose life is a reminder of the fact that men need to be protected too. Many young men hit the gym and get ripped these days, often for the attention it brings. But for Terry, it was different. His journey to building physical strength came out from a deep desire to protect himself and his family from his violent father.
My father was an alcoholic, and he was addicted to alcohol, and my mother was addicted to religion, which created a really toxic relationship. And at 5 years old, I grew up watching my father knock my mother out on the regular.
Right.
On top of that, it also meant that his mother's strict beliefs kept him away from secular entertainment like movies, TV, and music. But instead of feeling deprived, Terry turned this restriction into a superpower, using it to develop a wild imagination and impressive drawing skills. Terry's love for art manifested in many ways. He played the flute, danced, painted, and acted. Yet coming from a place like Flint, Michigan, a career in the arts wasn't something wildly admired. So by 9th grade, he turned to sports, especially football, where he excelled and became a key player in his high school's team defense. Unfortunately, despite his talent, he didn't get any offers to play college football. Instead, he got an art excellence scholarship to Western Michigan University, WMU, where he decided to give football another shot. So he tried out for the team, and thanks to his size and natural ability, he managed to join the team and grew to be a huge player for the university. His impressive performance led him to receive second team All-Mid-American Conference honors and helped Western Michigan snag a championship win in 1988. Despite his passion for art, Terry was convinced that a career in the NFL was the way to go. Yet deep down, he still dreamed of making movies. So he made this promise to his wife.
I was dating my wife. I told her we were sitting at a Wendy's parking lot. We were sitting in the Wendy's. They had little places in the front where we sit there. And I said, look, first I'm gonna play in the NFL. Then we're gonna move to Hollywood. We're gonna make movies. I made that promise.
It's worth noting that in the early 90s, most NFL players didn't rank in multi-dollar salaries as we see today. So if a player didn't make the official roster or ended up being injured, they didn't earn a dime. Throughout his NFL career, Terry bounced around 6 different teams in 7 years with the same reoccurring problem. He wasn't able to secure a stable big contract. For someone with a wife and children, it wasn't easy. So to get by, he decided to use the opportunity to tune into his artistic side.
I would go back into the locker room and ask the players if they wanted their portraits painted.
After being cut?
Yes, because that's how I survived. I was always on the end of the roster.
For an impressive $5,000 each. This provided him with just enough money to take care of his family, but as time went by, this wouldn't be enough. Times got so tough that he had to start shaving his own head to avoid barbershop expenses, a habit he jokes about might be the reason he ended up bald. Fast forward to 1997, it was already clear that Terry's NFL career wasn't going anywhere. At 30 years old, he had only played 26 games and racked up only 5 tackles. He began to feel lost and defeated, and that's when his wife stepped in. She reminded him of the promise he made back in college when he said he was going to chase a career in Hollywood. She encouraged him to take a leap of faith and move to Los Angeles with his daughters to pursue his dreams in the entertainment industry. So they did just that. But the move was anything but easy. He had no money money, no connections, and a family of 4 to support. At first, he received loans from his former Washington Redskins teammate Kevin Harvey, asking for help. He did that almost 30 times. But when Harvey finally said no to another loan, Terry had to get creative and look for other options. At first, Terry tried to get Hollywood behind-the-scenes jobs, but luck wasn't on his side. With bills piling up, he had no choice but to get a job sweeping factory floors for only $8 per hour. It was humbling work, but it helped put some money on the table. After some time, he leveraged his impressive physique and NFL background to land a security job at various Hollywood studios.
I actually was watching Q's car on the set of Next Friday. And I was watching with all these guys walking around this movie set as a security guard.
Right.
Luck finally shined on him. A friend invited Terry to visit the set of the movie.
He's like, dude, we're doing this really intense movie at the Jungle right now with Denzel Washington. Well, the director walks over to me, Antoine Fuqua, and he says, hey man, you want to be in this movie? I said, yeah.
It turned out to be a game changer for his career. This is because the movie ended up being one of Ice Cube's favorite movies. Recognizing Terry from when he had guarded his car, Ice Cube struck up a conversation that led to Terry being casted in Friday After Next. Terry put up his best performance in that movie, and that served as his huge break into the industry. His passion and dedication had finally paid off, and he was ready to tackle new challenges and face his dreams in Hollywood. However, the journey was still far from easy. Terry worked tirelessly, embracing any role he could find and taking on about 4 movies each year. It was his role as Latrell in the iconic movie White Chicks that changed everything for him. The success of White Chicks shot him to global superstardom, opening doors that he had only dreamt of. It was a long way from the days when he would enter the locker room and offer to draw portraits for his teammates. Terry continued to shine in films like Idiocracy, The Longest Yard, and hit TV sitcoms Everybody Hates Chris, How to Rob a Bank, The Expendables, and The Rumble. Throughout his career, Terry has shattered several stereotypes, including the one that muscular black men are always gangsters. He fought relentlessly for his dreams and achieved them. Additionally, he broke the stereotype that black men don't speak up against sexual assault. This pivotal moment began in 2017 during the Harvey Weinstein scandal and the ensuing Me Too movement, which brought back painful memories of Terry's own experiences with assault.
In 2016, while at a party with my wife, I was sexually assaulted by a successful Hollywood agent.
Bennett is a powerful executive known for representing big names like Eddie Murphy, Adam Sandler, Sylvester Stallone, Dustin Hoffman, and Michael B. Jordan. When Terry confronted Bennett about the incident, the agent simply smiled, leaving Terry feeling both violated and dismissed. Determined to stand up for himself, Terry took to his Twitter and talked about his incident. His tweet went viral, making headlines across various media outlets. Although Bennett later apologized, claiming he had been drunk, Terry found the apology insincere. He filed a police report and a lawsuit against Bennett, determined not to let the issue fade away quietly. Even when music executive Russell Simmons encouraged Terry to forgive Bennett, Terry stood his grounds, insisting that accountability was essential. Terry Crews took a courageous step in advocating for sexual assault survivors' Bill of Rights by sharing his story of assault in front of the Senate. He shed light on the tough road survivors face, especially men, when they decide to share their stories. Even with the strides made during the Me Too movement, Terry pointed out that victims still deal with backlash, including mockery and accusations of lying or just seeking attention. However, Terry faced tons of criticism for his speaking out. Many argued that, given his impressive size and strength, he should have been able to defend himself and shouldn't consider himself a victim. This criticism didn't just come from random internet trolls. Even prominent figures in Hollywood like 50 Cent, Nick Cannon, and comedian D.L. Hewley weighed in.
Terry Crews is like the Hulk. This guy's like huge, and he when he gets into a scenario, starts to explain the scenario because he was speaking to the Senate, and the lady asked him, "Well, you didn't do anything. You didn't like push him off, or?"
D.L. Hewley also implied in an interview that Terry's physical size should have enabled him to prevent the incident. In response to 50 Cent, Terry handled the criticism gracefully.
He said if it had happened to him, he would have grabbed the strap.
Well, I love 50 Cent. I listen to his music while I'm working out. That's the deal.
Amanda, the stairs.
I love it.
Anything about how big you are? Is that something is that a fair comment by him?
Well, first of all, I proved that size doesn't matter when it comes to sexual assault.
However, with D.L. Hughley, he took a different approach, challenging by asking if he would have preferred Terry to slap him instead. This remark, however, fueled the controversy, that critics arguing that Terry seemed more willing to confront D.L. than an actual predator. Meanwhile, figures like Nick Cannon, while maintaining respect for Terry, felt it was acceptable to make jokes about the situation.
Oh, chubby white man grabbed your nuts and you ain't do shit. That's funny. You a big ass mother. We gonna joke about that. Right. You come on Wildin' Out, it's gonna be nut grabbing jokes for the whole episode.
Ultimately, Terry's lawsuit was settled out of court, but he later alleged that this outcome was influenced by Vennett's connections with the LAPD. The entire ordeal led to Terry being ousted by some friends and other big names in Hollywood. Many believe that this could be due to the power dynamics in the industry, where individuals avoid speaking out due to the pressure from those in control. However, the best part of all of this is that these events haven't sidelined Terry's career. He continued landing major roles in various films and TV shows, including Brooklyn Nine-Nine, The Expendables series, Deadpool 2, and even being a part of the host of America's Got Talent. Terry's decision to speak out, though controversial, reflected a commitment to principles that went beyond personal survival. They were about being the man he aspired to be for his family. So what do you think about Terry Crews's story? Do you feel the criticism he received was unfair, or was it deserved? And what are your thoughts on the darker side of Hollywood? Let us know in the comment section below, and if you like this video, make sure to click and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next video.